Negotiable boundaries in my home would be considered something like curfew or something like what I'm allowed to do after school at reasonable hours. Things I would consider non-negotiable would be things like drugs or alcohol, things that would not be law-abiding, like sneaking out of the house at night. My parents would definitely not be okay with. One thing my parents have done well is they went through a divorce about 2 years ago, and I feel like their love for me has not changed. And even though there was that split there, it's kind of hard, but they really did help us through it, and that's something that I commend them for. Some approaches that I disagree with my parents for taking would be those of grounding or, sitting to my room, saying I can't come out, and kind of cutting off different, like my social life or limiting what I can do, not because they're something they shouldn't do. There's sometimes they're not effective, and then not sticking to the rules, to the grounding or to whatever punishment they give me. Not following up with it just doesn't really work and kind of makes it pointless and defeats the purpose of it. When I'm a parent, I'll set guidelines and different rules by kind of getting a mixture of what I think is best from past experiences and also observing my parents. Although they might not follow through with things sometime, their boundaries are still very set in stone. One thing I like that my parents do about setting boundaries, they kind of get my input on it, and I think that's very effective. Sometimes if I think something isn't fair or if I think that might be a bit ridiculous, I can definitely voice, I don't think this is fair, I think it should be moved to this, and sometimes they'll consider it, sometimes they won't, but usually we can find a common ground and kind of just help each other out. I can help them help me. I think that having clear boundaries can definitely help. It can definitely be a good thing. I know that some people, including myself, would find ways to kind of figure their way out around a boundary if it wasn't very clear. And then, rules can be like, oh, I thought it was just this, and they can be, kind of like making excuses saying, I didn't know. When it's clear, then there's no discussion about it. There's no ifs, ands, or I didn't knows. So I really do think it's a good idea to have clear boundaries.